Hello everyone. Hope everybody is doing fine. So today I'm going to talk about how can you curate a CV which is actually going to help you land a job or an internship. Now, first things first, as I always talk about, you should focus on a particular area of interest or narrow down some areas of interest at the beginning of your law school career. Once you've done that, then you focus on getting internships, making publications, doing moots, etc. around these areas of interest. A question which has been asked to me quite a number of times is that how does one know what is their area of interest at a very early stage? Now, I think the first thing which one needs to do is to intern at a varied number of places during their initial years in a law school. Now, I would suggest start maybe with an online legal research and writing internship, maybe with a blog or with a legal startup, etc., and conduct research along the lines of different legal fields. Something where you get to research on curating course content is also extremely important because that would make you understand what are the practical aspects of a particular area of law. For instance, if you are interning at a legal startup like LawSeco, maybe you are helping them curate a particular course. Now, we all know that LawSeco focuses on the practical aspects of learning. If you are curating a course for them, you would automatically get to know what are the practical considerations which are involved in that particular area. That is going to make you understand the course a little better, make you understand that particular area of law, and help you make a decision whether this is an area where your interest field lies or not. I personally feel first year internships should be focused towards figuring out what you actually want to do, what you are interested in. Now, moving on, I think one should do an internship at different places so as to figure out where the interest lies. So you can do a legal research and writing internship. You can intern at a law firm and see whether this is the right place for you, if you think you would be able to fit in here, if this is the kind of work you would want to do in future. Similarly, a public policy think tank, maybe a NGO, maybe a company, a corporate house. So if you have varied internships in the first 2, 3 years of your law school, you would know what you want and what you don't want, where your interests lie. Apart from internships, also focus on writing on a varied areas of topics and maybe taking up moots on varied areas of topics. That way, you would have an exposure to different fields of law and you would be able to make an informed choice about what possibly could be your area of interest. By third year, I would say focus on at least 3 to 4 areas which you think you are interested in, and then try developing your CV in that direction. Once you know what you are interested in, then start maybe interning in those specific areas, writing research papers, articles, blogs, etc. around those particular areas, mooting in those particular areas, etc. Focus your CV to cater to maybe 3 to 4 areas which you actually want to build a career in. Now, that ways, firstly, your CV would be tailor-made to the kind of job you are looking for. Like when someone's CV, when you send a CV to a possible employer, they want to see if that particular person has any exposure in that particular field or not. Now, as a fresher, you may not have the job experience. But for instance, if someone needs a junior lawyer, maybe to file appearances or case laws, then they would know that this particular person has a lot of litigation experience. He has interned in a lot of litigation firms. He has interned with senior lawyers, etc. And he knows what he's doing. So that ways you can make a case that yes, I have at least some bit of experience during my internship times in this particular area. Now, if you have interned all only at law firms and then you end up going to maybe a think tank, there's a strong possibility they would prefer someone who has a think tank experience over you. So make sure that your experiences are varied, your internships are in different fields of law, and once you have narrowed it down to maybe those 3, 4 interest areas, your CV caters to those 3, 4 interest areas. That way, it would look like a more holistic CV with maybe those 3, 4 areas where you actually want to build a career in. Once that is done, how your CV is presented is also extremely important. Now, a lot of times the CVs I receive have are like maybe 2 to 3 pages long, and they don't have the necessary information which would help me make a decision of whether I want to give this person an internship or not. So, whenever you mention where you have interned, always write what you have done there. So, if you are interning in a law firm, for instance, if you worked in the competition law department, always mention in an itemized bullet form what have you done there. That would help the prospective employer to make a decision about whether you would be useful to their company or not. Now, always highlight your educational achievements. So, if you have received a scholarship, if you were maybe a distinction holder or a gold medalist, that should always come at the top of your CV, because that's an eye-catching thing. Like the moment the employer would see, yes, this person is a gold medalist, maybe you would automatically become a notch above the rest. So that is something which you should do. Secondly, someone had also asked me that how to reduce the CV. Now, I feel cull out everything which is irrelevant or unnecessary to that particular job application. For instance, if you're applying for a law firm job, keep all the experiences which are relevant to the law firm in the CV, remove the others. If you, for instance, if you have like 30 publications and that's making your CV run into maybe 10 pages or something, reduce the same. Only include those, maybe if you have 6 big journal publications, include those 6 big journal publications, remove the rest. So cater it to the job that you're applying to. Also keep the best names, the best brands, the best achievements you think you have in the CV, and remove the rest if you want to reduce your CV to maybe a 2 or 3 page CV. It's always recommended to not have a very lengthy or a detailed CV, because nobody has that much time to go through a 6 to 7 page CV. Also, brevity is the soul of wit. So you if you cannot express your achievements in 2 pages, the prospective employer would really would think that this person cannot even shorten their CV to 2 pages. How are they ever going to do the work they are given? So you need to focus on your achievements, the best ones, and mention them in your CV. One thing which is extremely important is proofread your CV, avoid any spelling mistakes, because a spelling mistake is a red flag. If you're grammatically wrong, if your spellings are wrong, your prospective employer is going to look at your CV and they would be like, this person cannot write a particular sentence correctly. How are they ever going to do my job? So make sure that your CV appears perfect. Also, I think a cover letter is important when you are sending across the CV. A cover letter should not be very lengthy. Do not keep it more than 5 to 6 sentences. Tell them which college you are from, your educational qualification. If you have some very outstanding internship experience which you can talk about, then maybe in just one sentence you can say that I interned at so and so law firm and I have an experience in doing this and this. Otherwise, keep it very small and short. Also the cover letter again should be free of any grammatical or spelling errors. It should be perfect. Otherwise, the person reading the cover letter can gauge if you are actually a good fit for the organization or not, and they can reject you on that basis itself. So make that clear. Never send across your CV without writing anything in the mail. So a lot of times I receive CVs wherein it's just the sender's name and maybe 1 or 2 attachments. that gives across a very bad impression that shows that the other person is extremely lazy and they could not even care to write a cover letter. So while your cover letter should be small, it should also not look like as if you don't care. Also, always try to customize your CV to a particular genre of organizations that you are applying to. So for instance, if you're applying to a law firm, understand what is the job profile that is there. What is in your CV which is relevant to that job profile. Edit your CV accordingly and then send the same across. For example, if there's a contract drafting job available and you send in a CV which is rich in legal research and writing, the person would be like, this man doesn't have any experience in contract drafting, even though if you would have done contract drafting work. So you need to cater your CV to particular job profiles as well, so as to enable the employer to know that you have done this kind of work as well. So that is another thing which one needs to keep in mind. Now, yeah, so select whatever areas of interest you want to build your career in at an early age, like, maybe second year, third year, etc. Once you are done with that, then start focusing on developing your CV around these areas. Take in as much experience as you can. As I said, look at how and what work do various organizations do. Now, I would say be wary of sticking to one particular career plan. Like when you are in a third year, you wouldn't really know what is the work profile or what work would you be expected to do when you go to a law firm or a think tank, for instance. So, for example, if your interest lies in IPR, intern at a law firm, intern at a think tank, intern at a blog, intern at maybe a tech law organization, etc. Make it focused enough, but at the same time diversified enough, so that if later on you want to apply for a job in IPR, you are eligible for all kinds of organizations. That is something which you should keep in mind while curating your CV. Most importantly, I would say your CV should read as if you have a holistic personality. You are not someone who's just focused on one thing. So you can mention your hobbies if you have, if you run your own initiatives, for example, if you run a blog, if you have held important positions of responsibility, etc. Do include that, because that is something which prospective employers actually take a liking to. Everybody and anybody would want a team player in their team. So yeah, that is all. Try to do this and follow these steps, and hopefully you would be able to curate a good CV. In case you have any questions or doubt, you can leave a comment down there, or you can send me a DM on LinkedIn. Thank you. Hopefully this was useful to you. Stay safe, and do let me know if you have any questions or clarifications. Thank you. Have a nice day.